What's going on, HPP fam? Welcome back to another episode. I'm JD, and Gio's inside, starting to wrench him for the day. Wanted to give you an update on what we had kicking around and some idea of what we got going on this week. So, our C10 is going home for a little while. It is all done, but it is one of those vehicles that is waiting for the dyno, and there is no sense in it sitting here when the customer can fire this thing up and drive it around. It is safe to drive, it is safe to punch it, because man, it's light in the rear end. It just light that tire up, but it is not 100% tuned out. The flex fuel sensor is working, it's got a half a tank of E in it, everything's good to go. It's just not finished 100% dialed in. Waiting on the weather to break so that way Travis can come pick up his Corvette. Drag radials and water do not mix, those who know. And then our beautiful 2019 Challenger that we just pro charged 2 or 3 weeks ago is being dropped back off because he's getting a rear gear change. So, excuse me, we'll be diving on into that some point this week. I'm not sure when. We're about to move some cars around. Pick you guys back up once we get that done. And that's what happens when the camera doesn't get picked up. Gio has knocked out putting the limited slip 309 rear end in this 5.7 Challenger. We pulled out the 308 open diff. So the customer won't see any change in anything because the speedometer is right off the front wheel speed sensor, and the gearing in the transmission shouldn't feel any different with just that point difference. Right now Gio is doing a oil change on the Pro Charger, and then this one we wrapped up. We can put her outside. I don't think Bill will be here to pick it up today though. It'll leave tomorrow. And our 2023 Challenger is all wrapped up, minus I built a bracket to put a sketch cam back on. Just waiting on a longer hose to go from there to there from O'Reilly's. But as you can see, his covers are on, the intake is on, the booster pump is installed, everything is knocked out. This Johnny is ready for tuning. So we'll get it strapped down here in a little bit, and we'll probably start this afternoon. We'll get final numbers tomorrow morning, and then this Johnny can go home too. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's morning, it's nice, I've got her warmed up. Let's make some ribs and see how much power she makes. So guys, that's gonna ramp up our Challenger. Just gotta pull this thing off the rolls and take it for a test drive. Let me show you guys the before and afters. So, focus here. So you can see, I mean, huge gains with the Pro Charger. So before, we were at 357 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque. And now we're at 473 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque. And let me pull the previous run off here. Show you our nice and safe, consistent air-fuel ratio. So this thing is all wrapped up, ready to go home. I gotta ask, which one you like more? The black or the white? Both of them have the exact same black Pro Charger setup on it. This one's all stock minus the Pro Charger. He did, however, just receive the 309 limited slip differential install on this one. This one does not yet have that, I don't believe. But this one made more power because this one has long tubes. Go. So guys, as you can see, Wayne's Focus is outside, and we did start it up, but we got a few things we got to figure out, but we did start it up. So that one is 100% all back together. TJ's 100% all back together on the dyno, gonna make pulls tomorrow. And then we have our next victim, another diff change, 2 in 1 week. Dang, Gio, look at you. Woo, look at you. This one's getting a 309 LSD as well, and I believe I'm tuning on this one as well. I'm not 100%, but I think I'm tuning this car as well. So Gio's coming down. He's gonna pop his wheels off and then keep rocking and rolling on this diff exchange. I can't show you guys what this car makes, but I mean, if you can't tell by the dyno and the way this thing sounds and the RPM this thing be singing, woo-hoo, better watch out for this all motor monster. Also, we had a quick moment. The lift was open. You know, Gio's a monster, so I tickled him a little bit and I asked him if he put my diff in. So Boo is swapping out from a 262 open to a 390 LSD. So I actually scooped this up from a buddy of mine. Shout out to Mike. He works over there at Bill's Muffler in Coppers Cove. But we're getting this diff. Give me a good price on it with the axle. So if I break an axle, I'll have one, which would be nice because you know your boy going to the track soon. We're getting this thing on in, and then we'll get the drive shaft back attached, wheels back on, and maybe at the end of this video we'll give you a little burn skis, a little burnout skis. We'll see. But see where the rest of this day goes. Moving right along on this Friday. Got the diff in the car, but I found something else out. Not good. Talk about it later. Anyways, we've got our 300 back in the shop, and that's because we got our motor on the lift over here, cherry picker, whatever you want to call it. Got her all cleaned up. I'm getting the pan cleaned up because we got our new cam bearings. Our cam is in, and as you can see, Gio's got the motor timed already. So moving right along, we're gonna get the motor stepped back in this thing today. We'll see how far we can get it on this wonderful Friday. We'll get some dyno pulls in on this Durango. So guys, the camera died and I didn't get any runs on our Durango. I did make some pulls on the dyno, but we're not done. We've just been so busy. As you can see, got some lines built on Royce's. The water lines are built and the oil lines are built. So plumbing has been going along on it. TJ's is all wrapped up. Waiting on transport for it to leave. This thing's a monster. Wayne's fired up. We're still waiting on the file for it. And then as you can see, our motor is back in with the long tubes. So our 300 is going back together. The heads are on, the cam's in. So next week, this thing should be done and fired up. But next week is also Christmas, so super short week, guys. Just being that Christmas is Wednesday, today's Monday. Tomorrow we have off, obviously, and Wednesday we have off. So as you can see, Geo is almost wrapped up with our 300. Looks like it's got a few things to plug in and an intake manifold. Top part there, but should be firing up soon. And as you can see, we've got Boo in the shop. I don't know if I talked about it last week because I'm gonna put last week and this week together, seeing as how we only got 2.5 days this week. I'll put the end of this. This will be the end of this week, and then next Friday will be the beginning of next week. But anyways, I don't know if I discussed the center support bearing for the drive shaft was out on Boo. So we did the rear diff change, and I think you guys seen that. Or you didn't see me finish it, but I finished it. Gio started it, I finished it. And when the next day I went to check over everything, and I was like, man, let me check the fluid levels real quick in the diff. And I went to go do that, and I noticed the center support bearing was out on the drive shaft. Now, why Gio and I didn't notice while we were doing the diff, me and him both talked about, we don't know. But it got noticed anyways the following day, and I thought I heard some clunking. Anyways, grab this light here. I'll show you guys a part I got. Hold on one second. Alright, now that we're underneath Boo. So as you can see, I have a new center support bearing. And some of you guys may say, well, JD, that doesn't look like anyone I've ever seen online. And that's because I got this joker off Amazon for 40 bucks. Shipped to my door. I just installed it, and I don't know how well it will do, but it fits, and it works, and I don't have any play in my drive shaft anymore, and everything bolted up. So I'm about to go do a big old gnarly burnout in the parking lot, and if it doesn't fly apart, I'm gonna give this thing a seal of approval. Instead of buying the $200 one off of some websites I'm not going to mention, the Chinaman seems to have made a pretty decent knockoff. So I will keep you guys posted. You know, obviously, ooh, don't look at my fat neck. Obviously, I don't think this is a forever fix. And it won't be in my case, being that I will be getting a one-piece drive shaft sooner than later, due to me wanting to take this thing to 1,000 horsepower. However, that $40 part got me back on the road. Ordered it on Friday, came in Monday, like 40 bucks shipped to my door off of Amazon. So I probably won't post the link, but if I do, it's right there. You too can get it off Amazon and fix your center support bearing. So guys, as we bring this week to a close, I hope you enjoyed the burnout that you just witnessed there because of Christmas and New Year's. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, and when this video drops, I believe it's going to drop before New Year's, so make sure y'all be safe, don't be drinking and driving. But in the meantime, let's wrap up this 300. Now this is the one that we went to go do a cam in, and the cam bearing came out with the stock cam. And that happens sometimes. Fortunately, we were able to save it. We put a brand new set of cam bearings in it and put it all back together with a Texas Speed Stage 3 cam. Gio has done a phenomenal job of getting it all wrapped up, and now it's on the dyno, so now we can start tuning. We also put the long tube headers back on this car. 2 years ago, the customer had us pull the long tubes off because it was going to the dealership for the cam sound. But I'm not sure what transpired there, but either way, obviously they didn't fix it because we ended up doing the job 2 years later. So long tubes, of course, the intake looks like a throttle body adapter or spacer. Maybe it's got a Hellcat throttle body. Talk to Gio. I'm filming. Anyways, but yeah, so put a calibration in. Got this thing running, and I think we're all ready to make our first pull. I don't know if I showed you, our Durango is all wrapped up. Sending it on home. It does have an idle issue, and I'm not sure what it is. And unfortunately, with everything that we have going on right now, we're overbooked with catching up and projects. We don't have time to look at that thing. Tuning is another side of the house besides the actual work. So we were able to tune it the way it is. It runs and drives great. It just does not idle where it's supposed to. So whether it's got an intake leak or an issue with the aftermarket throttle body that it has on it, whatever case that may be, the customer is going to look at it. If he gets it resolved, the car should still run and drive because it's tuned as it should, and then he can bring it back and we'll just check everything over on the tune side. But yeah, so let's dive in, get this 300 tuned real quick. So guys, we've got our 300 pretty much all wrapped up. I'll get final horsepower numbers next week. But it chops, it's done. You guys seen some pulls. That's gonna do it for this week's episode, guys. I hope everyone has a happy new year. And we'll see you on the next episode. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.